My name is Mandie Bee, and I am the designer and the owner of Heartbreaker Fashion. Well, backstory, but I actually run this company alongside with my mother, who is my business partner. It's 50-50. She's the one that has the great background in the fashion industry for the last 25, 30 years. And she went to the Fashion Institute. She has experience in pattern making and especially dress design. Now, when I was growing up, she taught me how to sew, basically, so that I wouldn't ruin her machines. And when I was in high school, I would make my own clothes, and I would go out on the weekend wearing something that I made, and I'd come home and be like, hey, Mom, my friend wants to order this dress that I was wearing. So that's how, you know, baby little seedlings. Later on, when I was like I was a sophomore in college, I needed to make extra cash, and so I was doing the same sort of thing, but I was a little bit more into like the vintage look. I was buying and trading and selling a lot on eBay. That's kind of how Heartbreaker started. And I would design and I would make my own kind of rockabilly dresses, and that's sort of what the line is inspired by. Vintage 1950s, now dipping into the 60s too. So I'd make these one-of-a-kind, really cute dresses, put them up on eBay, and I would sell them for $50, $60, $100 sometimes. And Mom was like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, you're sewing the zipper wrong, da-da-da. So she would help me fix them. And then she looked at me and she said, you know, we could really start a business out of this. And I was like, So I needed her skills as a seamstress, pattern maker, and a dress designer, and also since she knows the business and she's had her own lines and knows the industry, and she needs me because I'm young and I understand how the scene is and marketing and everything. So she and I need each other essentially to make the whole thing work. Tonight I'm focusing mostly on things that are new in the line. The first half of the show, it's all new. It's also spring stuff that we just introduced. Mostly rockabilly, real 50s, sweet, vintage, pinup girl, kind of cheesecake look. And there's a couple styles in there that are kind of mod 60s, which you'll see with the prints and everything. And then the last half of the show is our real classic cuts that have been in the line since almost day one. And also the very end, there's two dresses at the very end that are part of our evening gown line. So, honestly, like when we first started 5-6 years ago, I was really into the vintage look, the pinup stuff, and that was just sort of the original inspiration. I mean, over time, me personally, like my tastes have changed. But that isn't, it's still a ton of fun to like go, and I'm still really into it, to just like flip through vintage magazines and look at old ads and be like, oh, we should use this kind of collar and this kind of treatment, and just like mixing and matching, because we don't necessarily do reproduction of a specific dress from the past. We like take that in consideration and like make it for the modern girl today. You know, when I did the last Raw showcase with my band, it was just different. Like, this is totally, I had to be here earlier for one thing. I had more people to account for. I had to make sure the hair and the makeup was done and made sure everything fits, and I had to, I planned this show at least 2 weeks in advance, like decided what pieces were going in, had to decide the order. But with my band, it's like we just had to rehearse and show up and set up and be there and play and rock out. So it's a little different. It's just different. Not, I would say the experience was equally cool. I think we're already there. Because we started, when my mom and I first started, she and I both took $25. I had $25 and she had 25, so together we had 50. And that was our first initial investment, and ever since, starting in 2004, 2005, we've just been recycling that money. We've never had to borrow from a bank. It just grows and grows and grows, and each year, like, we are selling wholesale and retail on our website, heartbreakerfashion.com, and we sell to shops all around the world, and I'm getting wholesale requests from different boutiques all around the world almost every single day. We're there and we're going there. My name is Mandie Bee, and I'm a raw artist. You can find Heartbreaker Fashion at heartbreakerfashion.com. Also look for us on Facebook.